こんにちは、皆さん。今日、私たちは日本語を勉強しています。Greetings, everyone. Today we're studying Japanese. If you have any questions, then feel free to stop and ask me at any time. We're going to be continuing with Immersion with Card Captor Sakura.
今日の家事は全部お前だろ。先週自分で書いたのに忘れたのか。
Senshu, so that's see, last week, so Senshu, Zenbun. Oh, he said Jibun. Okay, I thought something seemed strange. Jibun, okay.
家事は全部お前だろ。先週自分で書いたのに
Senshu, Jibun de kaita no ni.
忘れたのか。今日の家事は全部お前だろ。先週自分で書いたのに忘れたのか。
Trying to see if I can hear it without having to look that word up because I recognize that kanji.
今日の家事は全部お前だろ。先週自分で書いたのに忘れたのか。
Okay. I think he said Yasureta. Let's see. Yasureta, and this is. Oh, Wasureta. Okay, so it was Wasureta. Okay. Wasureru, to forget, to leave carelessly, to be forgetful or forget about. So, Senshu Jibun de kaita no ni wasuret areta no ka. Let's see, wasureru. So this is okay. This is just a regular past tense. Okay, wasureta. Okay, so what's going on in this? Notice he says no ka. Instead of just ka. This is basically he's trying to use the explanation essentially when you're either asking a question or giving an answer to a question that you really want to know the answer to. Though in the you use no in it. In the case of verbs, then no, then ka. So wasurete no ka. And this noni is used in a contraction statement. So it says zenbun last week. Jibun de, so the method is yourself. Kaita, so using the method of yourself, you wrote. So zenbun, senshu jibun de kaita no ni wasurete no ka. So last week you wrote, did you forget? Kaiso. What is Kaiso? That looks like the. Is that the Kai as in the number of times Kai? $44 ways to write Kaiso. Japanese in a nutshell. Make sure I wrote it right. Kaiso. Yes. Here we go. Recollection comes from the kanji of times. Okay, so that was the times kai I was remembering. And then idea, thought, concept. Oh, isn't this the concept for moi? I mean, kanji for moi? Yes, it is. So repeated thought is recollection, which makes sense. Kaiso. Oh, wait. In case you're curious about that's just an expression you hear a lot in Japanese. Ano. Okay, so ano means that, and it's usually used when referring to something far away from both the speaker and the listener. However, like ano neko or that neko, however, it's a kind of word that requires a noun. So it has taken on the meaning of when you use it by itself, it has the implication that you're thinking about what you're going to say because you can't use it without a noun normally. So whenever it does get used without a noun, it has more of a thinking connotation to it, like you see Sakura using it. Rika-chan, so that's one of Sakura's friends. Rika? Okay. Curious. That name, what does that mean? Rika. Little tree looking-ish symbol. There we go. Rika. Profit, advantage, benefit, excellent, beautiful, good, pleasing, skilled. Rika. So, Rika-chan no ne. From remember that no can sometimes be used as a replacement to wa or ga in Japanese. And that's what appears to be going on in this statement. So like as for Rika-chan or Rika-chan no ne, piano no something ga aru. No, okay. Let's listen to it first. Happyoka. Happyokai. Okay, that makes sense considering that kanji. School recital, school concert. Let's see. Publish, emit, okay, disclose, counter for gunshots, departure, then surface, tablet chart diagram, meeting party. Let's break down this kanji to see what it gets used for. Let's see. Announcement, publication, presenting, statement, communique, making known. This could use by itself. Any chance? No. Let's see, this has meeting, assembling, gathering. So publication and gathering together means school recital? Okay. Happyokai. So, Rika-chan no ne, piano no happyokai ga aru. So Rika-chan's piano recital exists, essentially, or has a piano reciter. Something ni ite agetai nate. Okay, so ageru's talking about her giving. So agetai, she wants to give. In this case, it's ite, giving of going. O-N. Aid, assistance, help, support, reinforcements. This comes from answer, reply, accept, and then help. Let's see, what are the words this kanji used in? Taskeru. Oh, it's an alternative kanji for taskeru. You may have heard in a lot of animes, taskete. So, replying with help and aka supporting. Reinforcements. Makes sense. Okay, so O-N ni ite agetai na ate. See, ate. Yeah, ate comes from aru. So it's okay, so it's basically aru being used in its connective form. She's continuing the sentence after this. So she's saying her wanting to give support via going is something that exists. In other words, she wants to give her friends support by going. So, Owen ni ite age tai na ate. Now, why is this not in here? Why does that have na in it? Na in it. is a sentence-ending particle often written as na, used to express or soften a wish, personal emotion, or self-reflective thought. It adds nuance of "I'd like to" or "I'm thinking that," rather than direct firm statement. The particle is frequently used by women or in casual, intimate contexts to make the sentence sound softer, more emotional, like a quiet murmur to oneself. It does not function as a grammatical connector, like na and na adjectives, or des, but rather as an exclamatory or emotional marker at the end of a clause. Key functions: it softens the desire, turns "I want to go cheer them" into "I kind of want to go cheer for them." Indicates internal monologue, often implies speakers thinking this to themselves or sharing a vague feeling. Adds emotional weight. Does it have anything to do with Tai? Why doesn't it come after ate instead, if it's more of a sentence than anything? The particle na does not appear after ate because ate functions as a tab form of the verb aru, not as a particle or noun. The structure of tai na, a desire ending, and na for softening exclamation plus ate, tab form aru meaning and or because. Sequence breaks down as ikitai na, I want to go, plus ate, and because. The na belongs to the preceding adjective verb phrase ikitai na, expressed in a soft wish, while ate connects this thought to a following clause or acts as a sentence ending particle for emphasis. Okay, so essentially na is part of the emotional ending of the desire ikitai na. Okay. And you use any other sentence ending particles in place of na in this situation. Yes, other sentence ending particles can be used after tied form to convey different nuance. Na, okay, expresses a soft contemplative desire, often with a slightly masculine or casual tone. Did I just say it was feminine earlier? Na with an extra A, okay. A more emphatic or an emotional version of na. It strongly conveys a deep, heartfelt wish or longing. Sushi o tebetai na. I really want to eat sushi. Yone seeks agreement or confirmation from the listener about the desire. Okay. Kana expresses a desire mixed with doubt or uncertainty. It's like saying, I wonder if I can. No makes the statement sound more explanatory or emphatic or conform informal questions, often used by women. Nani o tabetai no? Oh, what do you want to eat? And I say, Yone instead. No, but sounds unnatural and grammatically incorrect. Here's why. Incompatible particles yone and ate cannot be used together at the end of a sentence like this. Yone is sentence ending particle. It's the form. Okay. Then why can not be used? The not is a sentence ending particle, not the attributive form of an. It's okay. It's attached to the preceding tie form to express soft and wishful or contemplative desire. This not can be followed by the te form. By the te form of the verb aru. Okay. Is the not a connective form of da? No, the na and blah, okay, is not the connective form of da. Connective form is de. Okay. Oh, konnichiwa, Danny Smigo. Genki desu ka? Owen. Okay, it's Owen ni ite agetai na atte.
リカちゃんのね、ピアノの発表会があるの。応援に行ってあげたいな
って。Okay, wakatta. Something.
わかった、変わってやる。
ってあげたいなって。
わかった、変わってやる。
Kawate yaru. What was kawate? Kawaru. To succeed, to relieve, to replace, to take the place of, to substitute. And yaru is just to do, but it's more, but it has more of a signs of putting out effort than sudo does. So, in other words, wakatta, kawatte yaru, or I understand, I'll replace, and aka I'll replace you in terms of the chores.
リカちゃんのね、ピアノの発表会があるの。応援に行ってあげたいなーって。
わかった、代わってやる。
Honto? Is that normally spelled with a U in it? Honto. Yes, it is. Just be maybe she just pronounced it off and that's why they removed the U.
わかった、代わってやる。
Anyway, honto, which means true, and in Japanese that's how you say really, basically. Like, is it really true? Will you really do it? Because in English you say, like, when you say if something's really true, you just say really. But in Japanese, when you want to say something really true, you say truly, essentially. Hence why she says honto.
その代わり、次の日曜は家の用事、お前が全部やるんだぞ。
Oh no. Peach and dart arrow. Okay. Kawadi. Substitute, replace, substitute and replacing. It's probably from Kawaru. So, okay. Sono Kawadi, that replacement. No. Oh, Sugi no Nichiobi. Next Sunday. That's why it's having trouble. It's putting Sugi as part of the wrong word. Sugi next. Okay. Sono Kawari. Sugi no Nichiobi. Wa. Ie no Soji? Ie no Soji, I guess house duties, aka chores. Oh, not Soji, it's Yoji. Ie no Yoji. Things to do. So house things to do, aka chores. Ie no Yoji. Omae ga. So you so my ga zenbu yarun. So you're so you're doing all. So as for the ie no yoji, so as for the house chores, you're doing them all. I notice this is yoru because for things that are more effort, you generally say yoru instead of sudo. So yoru, and he's using the explanation tense on it, hence why it has the n on the end of yoru's. So he's doing this as an explanation. So yorun da zo, and zo is just an emphatic marker to it to make it stand out more. Like you're doing all the chores. So for that replacement, next Sunday, you're doing all the house chores. Or sono kawari sugi no nichiyobi wa ie no yoji omae ga zenbu yorun da zo.
わかった、代わってやる。その代わり、次の日曜は家の用事、お前が全部やるんだぞ。次の日曜は家の代わってやる。その代わり、次の日曜は家の用事、お前が全部やるんだぞ。
Kaiso Shuyo. So Kaiso was recollection, but what's Kaiso Shuyo? Kaiso Shuyo. Oh, I got the kanji right, okay. End, close, conclusion, termination. Shuyo comes from ending and complete finish. Oh, is this the kanji in Owaru? Yes, yeah, Owaru or Owari, okay, so. Shuyo. And this kanji, what are you used in? Oh, you're apparently an alternative kanji for Owaru too. See mode finish, okay. Oh, did you... Let's see. Did you stop learning Japanese for a while or something? Yeah, I stopped for a while when my learning setup got messed up because 2B lost the rights to Card Captor Sakura, and I was just working on fixing that as well as getting other things done in life. And I eventually got back to it once I found an alternative way to set it up, and you can see my setup in my description on how I'm studying now with Immersion.
じゃあ俺バイトだから。
じゃあ、俺バイトだから、ja, okay, so this ja is like ja, well then, as in like shifting subjects or saying bye, and then ore, that's a very informal way to say I. Baito is a short for the word that means part-time job. Uh, da. So to be part-time job. In other words, what? So to be doing a part-time job from that. So in Japanese, sometimes you can leave parts of it off, like saying, because A is true, then B will follows. And that's what they do. This part is like the A, and then there's a B that follows, but it's obvious what the B is in this case. The B is that he's leaving now, so he doesn't have to bother to say it. So he says, I have a part-time job, and then from that, and then just ends it, and you can just assume that it means, okay, he's going to his part-time job now. So, ja ore baito da kara.
じゃ、俺バイトだから。
やっとく。
Yatoku.
じゃ、俺バイトだから。
Okay, yes, and then Yatoku. Yaru to. Oh, this is just. Wait, is this from. This can't be Yaru? Let's see. Explain the grammar of. Yataku is colloquial shortening of Yate Oku. Oh yeah, that's right. It's like Yate, which is from Yoru. But when you shorten it, the O that gets dropped, its sound gets bled into the previous syllable, so te becomes to, so Yatoku instead of Yate Oku. So Yate means is connected from of to doing something, and then Oku is to put in place. So he's been put in place doing something. In other words, he's starting to do something now. If I remember correctly, isn't that usually used in a Kansai dialect? And I then again, I didn't think Toyu had a Kansai dialect, but it could just be that some aspects of Kansai dialect are used elsewhere. Let's see, actually. Let's see. Is this type of abbreviation used only in Kansai? Then let's see, Yotoku contraction is not exclusively Kansai Ben. While Kansai region is known for its distinctive and widely recognized dialect, the contraction of Teoku to Toku is a common feature of casual spoken Japanese across many regions, including standard Tokyo dialect, where I believe that whole family speaks in. This contraction is used throughout Japan in informal speech, for example, Tokyo Minds.
用事お前が全部やるんだぞ。じゃあ俺バイトだから。
やっとく。
このところ雨が続いてたからこんなに溜まっちゃって。
やっとく。
このところ this place, let's see. 雨が something いてたから。
このところ雨が続いてたから少し手伝っていこうか。このところ雨が続いてたからこんなに溜まっちゃって。
じゃあ俺バイトだから。
やっとく。
このところ雨が続いてたから。
雨が続いていてたから。Let's see. Oh yeah, I wanted to look at that. So his name is Wisteria and High Noble. Okay. Suzuki. Okay, to continue. Suzui Iteta. So this place, okay, the rain continued, but then we have this contraction of Suzui Iteta, which is Suzui te ita, which means it's continuous. So this is continuous past tense. In other words, saying a past phrase in a continuous sense, like he was running a lot, would be an English example. Suzuite. So as for the rain, it was continuing. Okay, so it was raining a lot essentially previously. Here's what does the translator say to that statement? Let's see. It's been raining a lot lately. So, okay.
こんなに溜まっちゃって。
こんなにたまっちゃって。 Uh, so Konani is emphasizing what this tomachate is. To collect, to gather, to save, to accumulate. Tomaru. Tamachate. Oh. So let's see. Tamate. That would be tamate if it was. I think this has that chow thing in it. Explain the grammar of. Mine's the adverb of konani, meaning like this much or to this extent, with the verb tama from tamaranai, meaning to be. Wait, is this not the word I thought it was from? Yeah, they didn't use kanji, so we can't see which. And the colloquial contraction tsuchate from dewa plus irarenai or teshimashou. No, okay. Teshimau. Let's see. Let's see. Glitter. Okay. What is the difference between onna ni oki and konna oki? Difference lies in the grammatical roles of koni is an adverb modifying the adjective, while kona is the determiner modifying the noun directly. So konani functions as an adverb meaning to this extent. So, and is used before an adjective or adverb in the phrase konani oki. It modifies oki, translated into so big or this big. Kona is a non-adjective determiner meaning this kind of. Okay, so kona oki means this kind of big thing, while kona ni oki means this big of a thing. Okay. So this is konani, so it's modifying what comes in front of it, okay? Let's see. Irareru, I think, what's irareru? Irarenai, let's just look for it that way. Could it be an inflection of iru? Irareru, yeah, that's right, iru would become irareru, which is receptive, and then irare nai would be negative receptive. So that would be to receive existing, to not receive existing. Konani, okay, so tamachate, this form is a casual contraction of tamachau. Tamakchau. Okay, tama derived from tamaranai, which literally means cannot endure or cannot stand. Chao, oh, that's right, casual conversation of Teshima show. Which indicates completion, regret, or actions. Okay, so chate is the te form of chao, used here to connect clauses, often implying cause and effect. Okay, so this phrase, konani, tama. Now does this translator actually pick up the correct verb? Because yeah, they're probably right. This is probably from tama, which means there should be a tag connector here. So tamaru could be correct. Collect, gather. I think that was the real verb they're trying to use here. Collect, gathering. Okay, tamaru. So, konani tamachate. So in other words, this kind of collection just ends up happening. And if you remember, they were talking about the rain previously.
大変。
じゃあ俺バイトだから。
うん、やっとく。
このところ雨が続いてたから。
じゃあ俺バイトだから。
うん、やっとく。
このところ
このところ雨が
雨が続いて
続いて、続いてたから、このところ雨が続いてたから、so this place, it's been raining a
だ
lot.
からこんなに
こんなにたまっちゃって、so this kind of collection ends up happening.
溜まっちゃって。
こんなにたまっちゃって、
少し手伝っていこうか。
お父さん今日
だからこんなに溜まっちゃって。
少し手さ少し手something をか少し okay 手だ oh I think I know what the word is supposed to be. It's just translating it wrong. Tetsudau. Yes. Oh, yeah, that's right. That is correct. Yeah, Tetsudate. Yeah. To help, to assist. Skoshi. Tetsudate. Eco was probably from iku, so it's in the suggestive tense. Eco, so do you want a little help? Essentially, is what it sounds like it's saying. Shall I help a little? Skoshi tetsudate ikou ka? See what the translator translates that as. Should I come over and help out a bit? Okay. Should I give you a hand? Okay. Oh, konnichiwa, Stefan Ten. Genki desu ka? Let's see. Tamaru means to pile up. Yes, that's the verb I figured they were using in this particular instance, because apparently there was other verbs that were suggested when I looked it up in the dictionary. It's like the other verbs didn't make any sense in this situation. Unko. What is unko? Oh, and then konnichiwa chakuboshi. Genki desu ka? See, trash, garbage, along with other meanings, apparently. Let's see. Let's see, Danny Smeagol. Okay. What level are you at? Is it N3? So what I started doing was that I didn't bother with doing like N levels worth of studyings. Once I got a basic level of vocabulary, I realized from studying Japanese that you basically need to you can't just like rise through the end or go through the end levels. You have to basically pick a specialization and try to develop vocab around that specialization. So since I have an already basic enough core vocabulary, it's like, okay, I want to use types of vocab and used in a particular anime. In this case, Card Captor Sakura as a specialization, since there's no such thing as an actual core vocabulary, because everything has a slightly different core vocabulary. So I was going to practice on this particular core vocabulary that you would see in this type of anime. That's actually one of the reasons I picked this series. This anime is so incredibly long, so I could basically have time to go through many episodes, increase the knowledge of this type of core vocabulary. But yeah, Chocoboshi, Danny Smeagol was asking about like what my N level was at in 5 and 4 and 3. Skoshi tetsudatte ikou ka?
少し手伝っていこうか。
お父
少し手伝っていこうか。
さん今日学会でしょ。
少し手伝っていこうか。
お父さん今日
学会でしょ。
学会でしょ。Okay, yeah, that's right. See, お父さん今日学会でしょ。Learn Society, Scientific Society Academy, Academic Conference. See, Gakai. Yeah, it's basically the first kanji is used in school type words, and second kanji is used in meeting and organization type words. Dad, you have a conference today, right? Okay, so I guess Gakai is basically either conference or academic conference, one of the two. So, because if you remember, her father's a professor at a university. So, お父さん、今日学会でしょ? I notice she's using the suggestive tense as in not saying is like more of saying don't you, like instead of just flat out saying it.
大丈夫。
このところ雨が続いてたからこんなに溜まっちゃって。少し手伝っていこうか。
お父さん今日学会でしょ。大丈夫。私やるよ。
大丈夫 or it's okay. 私やる. I can do it. So 大丈夫。私やるよ。大丈夫. Let's see, but it's... See, not adjective. Safe, secure, sound, problem free. Alright. Okay, yeah. Not adjective. KO doshi, okay. And as you know, all non-adjectives are also nouns.
これ洗濯機のところに置いとくから。
今日学会でしょ。大丈夫、私やるよ。
ごめんね。
ごめんね。Sorry.
任せて。
泣かせて。makasete. Okay, so makasete. Transitive to entrust to someone. In other words, she's saying, leave it up to me. Makasete.
今日学会でしょ。大丈夫、私やるよ。
ごめんね。
任せて。
これ洗濯機のところに置いとくから。
任せて。
これ
something no something ni oi toku. So this is oite oku kara. So yeah, this is place. So put oku, put in place. So this is places and place down, and then the oite, and then the and then the oku on the end, which you can't see because it's been contracted, is oku as in to put something in place, like put an action in place. So he's putting in place of setting something down. In other words, he's going to set something down. See, sentakuki, washing machine. Kore sentakuki no tokoro ni. So okay, so notice how there's a little space here in the subtitle. Oftentimes in Japanese you can drop particles like wa and ga in casual conversations, and that's exactly what he's done. Normally you would have a wa or ga here, so this would be kore wa or kore ga, and then sentakuki no tokoro. So as for this, the washing machine place is the target, and target for what? It's the target for setting this down. So he's going to set it down at the washing machine. He's going to set this down at the washing machine. So, sentakuki. Let's see what makes up sentaku. So, sentaku is just washing or laundry, and then ki is what you add when you talk about the tool. So the washing machine is a tool for doing washing or laundry, so hence it's referred to as sentaku ki. So what was the word for vacuum? I think it's the same kanji. Sojiki. Yeah, it's the same one. Sojiki, okay. So sentakuki.
.洗濯機のところに置いとくから。
今日学会でしょ。大丈夫、私やるよ。
ごめんね。
任せて。
これ洗濯機のところに置いとくから。
行ってきます。
So yes, and then and then
ところに置いとくから。
itekimasu. So ite means to go, and kimasu means to come essentially, and he's just saying it with the dragged out A, which is why this line is located right here. But so in English, you could say you're going now, but in Japanese, you don't say you're going. You say you're going and coming as when you're going out. Hence why it's itekimasu. Door no something. I know this is oto. Kaihei on. Open, unfold. Oh, this is the kanji for open and close. That's right. Open, close sound. You can literally think of it like that. Door no. What word is it though? Doa. No. Kaiheion. Let's see. Iterashai. That's what you say in response to someone leaving, but its more literal meaning is... Rasharu. To be doing. So ite to go, and then... I believe Rasharu is a polite, very polite form of sudo, if I remember correctly. Is Rasharu a polite form of sudo? No, Rasharu is not a polite form of sudo. It's an honorific form of iru. Okay, so it's Rasharu is a polite form of iru. Okay. So iterash. Difference between Rasharu and was shy. Russia is a contraction of the honorific Irasharu, okay, used to describe someone's state of being. Oh, it's from Irasharu, okay. Okay. Irashai is the imperative form. Or connect. Oh, so it's sort of like the te form of it, okay. So going, existing, and it's a more polite form. In other words, you're actively going, you're actively doing something. Going essentially is what it's saying, and that's what you say in response to someone going. You just say you're actively going. So ite urashai is short for ite irashai. Kai heion. Door no kai heion. Okay.
ごめんね。
任せて。
これ洗濯機のところに置いとくから。
行ってきます。
いってらっしゃい。
僕も出かけるね。
いってらっしゃい。
僕も
Bokumo de kakeru ne. In other words, I'm going out. I'm also going out. Notice it's mo and not boku wa. Since Toyo just left, he is not. He's leaving is not a separate thing. It's something someone else had already done. So he's saying I'm also going out. And if you remember, this is Daru, if I remember correctly. No, it's deru, okay. De kakeru. Okay, so deru. That's right, it's dasu and deru. So, bokumo de kakeru ne. So, yeah, as we discussed yesterday, you use de kakeru for like going out on a planned trip with a purpose, while deru just by itself just means more like just going out. You're just stating going out. It's not like day activity of going out for something. So, bokumo de kakeru ne.
行ってきます。
いってらっしゃい。
僕も出かけるね。
いってらっしゃい。
Yes, bye or door no kaihin oto, okay. Itekimasu.
行ってきます。
Hanya. Find the grammar of Hanya is primarily a slang expression used mainly by teenage girls to convey surprise, confusion, or disbelief, functionally similar to nani, or are. It is not standard grammar and is generally considered informal, often used in anime or casual internet context rather than daily life. So desu no. So is that so? But what is the ma in front of it though? Moyo ma. well, okay. Oh dear, oh my. Okay, so, so desu no. That's that explanation no again. As if she just heard an explanation and given a response to it.
ごめんなさい。いや、そうですの。ごめんなさい。
Gomenasai, sorry. Okay, so.
がお当番だってことすっかり忘れてたの。いませんわ。本当。そうですの。ごめんなさい。今日がお当番だってことすっかり忘れてたの。いませんわ。本当にごめんね。あまり。そうですの。ごめんなさい。
Yoga. Toban. Toban. Being on duty. Person on duty. One's turn. So it's made from hit, appropriate himself, and then number in a series. Turn, okay. Yeah, this is the same bond that's in Ichiban or number 1. So you've been hit with a series. In other words, it's your turn. Toban. So kyo ga. And this is just an honorific O in front of it. Otoban datte. So today it's my turn. Let's see. Koto skari wakarete no. Oh no, wasurete ta. Wasureru, to forget. So I was forgetting because it's in continuous past tense with wasurete ita or wasureteta. Scotty completely, totally. So I was completely forgetting. In other words, I totally forgot, okay? Now, why is that koto in there, though? Oh, that's right. So, the front statement is being loaded into the verb koto. Koto means thing. In this case, it's the thing of, it's my turn being today. So that's all being loaded into koto. And then you're saying about that koto that you completely forgot about it. So I completely forgot it's my turn today. 今日がお当番だってこと疲れ忘れてたの。今日がokay. 今日がお当番だってこと疲れ忘れてたの。
今日がお当番だってことすっかり忘れてたの。そうですの。
I think she's gonna like have a slight pause after koto since it is a noun that gets loaded in front.
ごめんなさい。今日がお当番だってことすっかり忘れてたの。
Yes, I figured as much.
仕方ありませんわ。
Shikatarimasen. So this is just arimasen. So what's shikata? Masen wa. Okay, this wa in the end is think it's supposed to be a feminine version of ne, or something like that. If I remember correctly. Explain the grammar of. Tomoyo, okay. Shikata, way, method, resource, course. Okay, so arimasen comes from the negative of aru, also like aranai. Other side, there's no aranai, that you just say nai, that's right. So basically saying there's no way. So there's nothing that can be done, there's no way. Shikata arimasen wa. And this shikata comes from like as you can see in this thing right here, notice how there's a ga here. This is another example of ga being dropped out of a sentence because it's obvious. So shikata arimasen wa. Attend, doing, official, serve, and then direction. And words does this get used in? Hyakuin shikanai. Means I only have 100 yen. That's interesting. Oh, here we go. Shika and nai. The adverbial particle shika is often compared to dake in that it also expresses only. However, unlike dake, shika can be used in negative statements due to shika nai. It's regularly translated to there's nothing but. Okay. Shika nai may be used to express numbers or nouns, and okay, like shikanai, the construction used for expressing numbers when used before a noun. Okay, this expression will mean that nothing apart from that one thing exists. Any verb may be used after shika, but it must be in its nai or arimasen form. So, 本人はまだ3人しか捕まっていない。Only 3 of the criminals have been caught so far. Oh, is this the same Sheikah as in the limiter Sheikah? The Ishika and Shik. Oh, this is not just Shika, this is Shikata. Explain the grammar of Shikata arimasen wa. Okay, so this is not the limiter Shika, this is another kind of Shika. Okay. So this is the way or method Shikata. Shikata, okay. A sentence ending particle used to add feminine or soft tone to the statement. Okay, so what particle is what equivalent to? Okay, so wa is used in place of yo. While yo asserts information the speaker believes the listener doesn't know. So it's sort of like saying you know. Wa expresses the speaker's personal realization, conclusion, or sentiment based on their own observations or feelings. It is often described as more self-reflective and softer than yo. See, wa versus ne. While ne seeks agreement or confirmation from the listener, right? Wa affirms the speaker's own feelings or decisions without necessarily asking for a response. In essence, wa is used to convey the speaker's internal emotional investment or personal conclusion about the statement. It is often, though not exclusively, associated with feminine speech. Can wa directly replace either ne or yo in feminine speech, or is it a separate use? No, wa cannot directly replace ne or yo even in feminine speech, as it has a distinct core function. While wa is often associated with feminine speech and can be combined with yo or ne. Interesting, I did not know you could combine them. So wa yo, wa ne, wa yo ne. It is primarily used as different. Wa, personal realization, conclusion, internal sentiment. Yo, to inform or assert new information. Ne, seek agreement or confirmation. In feminine speech, wa can sometimes replace yo to assert personal decision or realization, e.g., I will do it based on personal resolve. However, it cannot replace ne, which is fundamentally about interaction with seeking a response, whereas wa is about the seeker's own internal state. Shikata arimasen wa?
すっかり忘れてたの。仕方ありませんわ。本当にごめんね。
本当にごめんね。
ありませんわ。
本当にごめんね。I'm truly sorry. I'm sorry, my apologies. Okay, it's considered a... I think this is a... Is it a... Oh, the kanji for gomen. Okay. Honorable, a govern, manipulator, then excuse, dismissible. So honorable or excuse or sorry, I don't know. Okay, gomen. Go. 本当にごめんね。
本当にごめんね。あまり気になさらないで、お当番頑張ってくださいね。
Amari. Let's see. Amari, wasn't that part of the key? Ni. Nasaranai. De, okay. Gambatte kudasai ne. Remainder, okay. Okay, yeah. Alright, okay. Key spirit, mind, heart. Let's see. Nasaru. To do. Honorific or respect for. Nasaru. So, nasaranai. So, don't do. So, nasaranai de. Don't do part of your mind. Let's see. I think that's trying to say don't think about it. And then Otoban, which was Toban, that would be turn, was it? Duty. So using the honorific o, so that's Otoban gambatte kudasai. So she's asking to receive, because that's what kudasai is, to receive doing the best for chores. In other words, do your best. So, amari ki nasaranai de. Oh, that's right. This is the command form, just telling not to do something. In other words, don't think about, don't put your mind, a part of your mind on it. In other words, don't think about it. Go do the chores. Don't worry too much about it, just do your best on your shift. Amari気になさらないで、otoban gambatte kudasai ne. Sorry, gambatte. What does that root verb go to? No, it's gambaru. To persist, to keep at it. To insist that, okay. To remain in place, okay.
仕方ありませんわ。本当にごめんね。あまり気になさらないで、お当番頑張ってくださいね。ありがとう。じゃあ明日学校で。お当番頑張ってくださいね。
ありがとう。じゃあ明日、学校で。So, yes, thank you. Well, yeah, and this is just dragging the A sound in ja. So, ja, okay, ashita, tomorrow, school, and then, but why would you use de? Oh, that's right, de denotes a place that you're doing an action. Now, whether she says it in the next line, see you, she may or may not say that, but she's saying at school. In other words, it's probably going to imply that, like, see you at school tomorrow, essentially. Hence why it's chose the particle de, because it's the location for the action, whether she actually states the action or not. So, arigato. じゃあ、明日、学校で。
あまり気になさらないで、お当番頑張ってくださいね。ありがとう。じゃあ明日学校で。はい、明日。
はい、明日、yes, tomorrow.
明日。
Let's see. おと花を切る。Oh, 電話を切る音。So, phone cutting sound. In other words, phone hanging up sound. Denwa o kiru oto. And the way this grammar works is this whole phrase is loaded into this noun right here. Getsuyobi, Monday.
お詫びのお手紙持っていこう。
Tomamu milk.
月曜日。
See, owabi no otes something mote iko, so bring go. So bring in the suggestive tense, okay? Oteshi. Tegami. Letter note. Tegami. Oh, I thought it looked familiar. Oh, yeah. Tegami. And then there's Owabi. apology. So owabi apology. So apology note. So getsuyobi owabi no ogami motte iko. So on Monday, I should probably bring an apology note or an apology letter. So getsuyobi owabi no otegami motte iko.
お詫びのお手紙持っていこう。さーて、やりますか。さー
Sate, which I believe means well. It's yarimasu ka? Okay, yeah, this is from yaru, to do. So this is formal yarimasu. So yes. Okay, I see sa, but why is it sate? Explain the grammar of sate or sate with the verb yarimasu. Sate functions as a discourse marker meaning right, then, or well. Okay, so it says the word is actually sate. And she was just dragging the A. Okay, sate, conjunction. Well, now then. So, sate yarimasu ka? Well, shall we begin? Or shall we do it? Or shall I do it? Sate yarimasu ka?
お詫びのお手紙持っていこう。さーて、やりますか。ケロちゃん、どう？やりますか。
Kiro-chan, do, or how is it, Kiro-chan? Hey, hey, hey. Level ordinary. Okay, yes, sure, gotcha. Colloquial. Is hey, hey. Kansai bin. Answer in English. Hey hey is not standard word in Kansai dialect. It's primarily used in Japanese as informal, often slightly dismissive or playful way of saying yes or okay. Okay, so it's used widespread use of just saying yes. Hey hey. Ie no mon believe mon is short for mono. Let's see. Ienomon, so this houses things ga. Oh, it's dare. Let's see. Okay, so Daremo, like everyone, let's see. Oran. I think this is a Kansai band thing, Oran. Oran kara. Oran. Kara. Chute. Te is probably from ite, so. So, one at a time. Let's look up this Oran. That's right, it doesn't know it. Okay, let's look up this. Karachu. Explain the grammar of this. Is a highly colloquial and dialect-heavy sentence like concept band or similar regional dialect that translates to because no one is at home, saying that there is no one at home, okay? So, Yenamonga, Yeouchi meaning house or home in casual speech. Let's see, it often implies people in the house. No, okay. Mon, a dialect or emphatic variation of mono. The context, it functions as a noun referring to people or persons in the house. So house things, aka the people, okay. Standard Japanese this would typically be ie ni daremo inai or ie no hito daremo inai. The use of mon here is distinctively informal and regional. Daremo, okay, means no one or nobody. It is always paired with a negative verb to negate the existence of the subject. They say it means nobody, but grammatically it looks like it should mean like sort of everyone, but you just understand that it gets paired with a negative verbs, which would negate it to be no one. Or let's see, daremo inai would be everyone does not exist. But I think if you shorten the sentence, it's implied that you're going to use a negative verb when you say daremo. So if you just say daremo, it's just taken as no one. See, oran, a dialect contraction of orimasen or imasen, meaning are not or does not exist. That's right. Oru is used in place of iru and kansai ben. So this is the polite form of it, orimasen. And he shortened it to saying oran. Kara is from, okay, and then tsuchute, a highly colloquial contraction of toite. Wait, what was the contraction for teshimasu? What is the contraction for teshimaru? Okay, that's chau, okay. And this one was chu. So let's see, toite or toyu te, which means saying that or because it is said. How do you get chu from ite though? It is used to quote a reason or state of pretense. In some dialects like Kansai, chu is a standard way to say or that is. The te ending at the end connects the clause to a previous or implied main clause, like I didn't go or saying that, okay. Full translation and nuance. The sentence structure implies I didn't do X, I am doing Y because it is said that no one is home. So standard Japanese would be ie ni dare mo inai to itte. Meaning because no one is home. Well, in other words, it is said that saying that there is no one at home. The phrase is a characteristic of casual or regional speech, likely Kansai dialect, where mon is used for people and oran for are not, and chute for saying that. How does this chew from ite? The contraction of chu from ite is more accurately from toiyu. Occurs through a series of phonetic language changes common in Japanese dialect, especially Kansai Ben. Standard form toiyu to say colloquial is and then the te, okay. A common casual shortening of toiyu. Dialect sound change in Kansai. The te ending often undergoes a change in where the t sound is geminated, doubled, and the vowel shifts. So this te becomes where the t sound is geminated, doubled. Okay, and the vowel shifts, so the te becomes a chew. The te from many verbs and Kansai Ben changes to a long vowel plus te, e.g. shite. Okay, let's see. So te can become chew through a contraction where teiyu blends into chew. Okay, so it's implying that this kata has a chu cut off of it. Has a te cut off of it. So... So, what is this verb it's coming from? No, they're saying this is the particle kata, not another word. Oh yeah, that's right. This is kata, and then you're quoting it with toyu. That's all this is. And then that we had that that transformation of teiyu, which then makes chu. And that te is why that little su symbol's there. Is the te on the end of okay, so it's the te on the end of that chu te ite. No, the te at the end of chu te is not from ite. It is the te form conjunction particle of chu, which itself is a contraction of toyu. Okay, so you say chu if you wanna just say toyu, but if you wanna say toite, you say chute. Okay, I see what they're saying. So, ienomon ga daremo oran kara chute. So, people of the house don't exist, or in other words, no one's in the house. And then it is said that, so it is said that people in the house don't exist, or in other words, it's only because there's no one in the house. See, I don't do X, I'm doing Y because it is said that no one is in the house. Okay, so let's see, did he say something before this? Okay, so he doesn't bother to say I'm doing the laundry because it is said that there's no one in the house. He's just saying it is said that there is no one in the house. Okay, because the implication of you're doing something different than what you normally do is obvious. You're just giving the reason for it now. You don't have to say that you're doing something different. 家のもんが誰もおらんからちゅうて。
家のもんが誰もおらんからっちゅうてなんてわいがこないなことせななんてわのもんが誰もおらんからっちゅうて家のもんが誰もおらんからっちゅうて
Okay, so he does pronounce it the way you'd expect. He says karakchu, the double consonant that Su usually does. So even though this is sort of from different words, it does carry over. So karakchu, okay. So ienomon ga daremo orang karakchu te.
家のもんが誰もおらんからっちゅうて
Shitsuman ga arimasu ka? Are there any questions? I found Kao Chu on YouTube doing Duolingo, so we're gonna rate him on YouTube. See, anyone streaming anything language learning related? Okay, so there's someone playing Baldur's Gate 3. We're gonna raid them on Rumble. Okay. Now let's find someone on Twitch to raid. Okay, found someone, and they just ended their stream. Let's see what else I can find. Okay, so here's found someone doing Duolingo, learning Japanese. We'll raid him. JP level up. Minasan, okiyotsukete. Minasan, okiyotsukete. Goodbye, everyone.